organizing things for the Oregon pitching staff. The Portland lineup, though, is going to take their swings against Santino Arenaga. And it'll be his first appearance here in Shelby. They've saved one of their best guys for this big game.
Yes, they have. We're going to call him Tino since I've got to know him a little bit. But, man, at the regional, Evan, he threw a complete game, won, didn't give up a run, struck out 11 guys at the regional. I mean, just an unbelievable start there, and they're hoping they can get that here today.
We'll see if he can replicate that. 96 pitches. That was 10 days ago now. He's been dealing with a little bit of shoulder soreness. One of the reasons he hasn't pitched so far, but he's feeling good. He is ready to go. Michael Lonick's team at the American Legion World Series for the third time. But Lincoln wins by the 10-run rule, and off we go. The championship game of the 99th American Legion World Series. Lincoln, Nebraska, and Portland, Oregon. Jaden Tregesser, the second baseman, leads off for the Barbers. Portland's known as the Barbers because they're sponsored by the barber shop in town. And Lincoln is known as the Rugs because they are sponsored by Carpetland. So the Rugs and the Barbers, we got two fun clubs that have a lot of mutual respect for each other. In fact, they played in a huge game Sunday here in Shelby last year. It basically decided that the Barbers were going to go to the semis and that the Rugs were going home. It's a high-scoring shootout. Expect it to be a little bit more defensive-oriented today, but who knows? We shall see. It's baseball. You never know.
We've seen a lot of crazy things this past week.
This Portland team has got 3 hits in 4 games for Portland.
And one of the big things to talk about here, Ryan Hemsley, which is one of Portland's best players, got hurt earlier in the tournament on a slide, hurt his shoulder, and this is the spot he is usually in and has been all year, and is one of the best players.
Strike 2 in there, Taha. This stage of the season, everybody dealing with different injuries, absences. These two teams have continued to grind and earn their way here. Ha down the right field line. It's slicing foul. One ball, 2 strikes on Andrew Ha. He's the fastest player on the team, but he's not going to get a chance to run here. First strikeout for Arenaga. 2 away.
Well, what Michael Lonick was looking for from Tino was looking to see him throwing strikes today, being aggressive in the zone. It looks like that's what he's getting.
Michael Lonick said when Arenaga is on, he's as good as anybody. He's had his best starts of the season down the stretch, including at the regional. Raiden Nakamura takes ball 1 low. Raiden Nakamura, one of the returning starters from a year ago for this Portland team. Last year he was one of 3 Nakamuras in the lineup, along with his brother Logan, his cousin Jaden.
And earlier today, we thought we may see him on the mound tonight in this game, and it was kind of flipped around.
Some uncertainty with would we see Raiden. We might still see him on the mound at some point. That's upstairs, 3-0. Arenaga's fallen behind Nakamura. Takes a strike right down the middle. Joe Duran has said about his team, of their 11 wins in the postseason, regional, state tournament, they've been down in 10 of them. To third, Jackson Makovica, high throw, but a nice, no, it's off the glove of Cott. I thought he had it. Nakamura will be safe at first. It's an error. The throw is high and Nakamura is aboard.
Well, just like you, I thought he had it at first. Maybe it just been a little high.
Off the tip of his glove. So here's Coltman getting a chance to bat with a runner aboard. One of the best hitters at the World Series here in Shelby last year. His coach Joe Duran says he's the best hitter I've had in 16 years coaching. And yet he's cold right now.
Yeah, he's 1 for 12 here at this series. Last year he hit 500 here with 3 home runs. And you can see from yesterday he's changed his stance a little bit. He was a lot taller, and now he is kind of getting down in the legs more. See if that helps.
Portland lost their first game at the regionals. They lost their first game at the World Series. They are still alive. This team will not die. 1-2 to Coltman. Aranaga checks over at first on Nakamura.
You know, I was talking with Ross Hickson, you know, the Troy coach has been here, won it, you know, before and today. And we were talking about how Oregon won yesterday on a bunt, you know, really make something happen.
You're not expecting this guy to bunt, though.
No, but it's just completely different team than what we last year. Man, they had some guys in their lineup that could hit the ball a long ways. And you can see there the difference with the numbers from 25 to 26.
High fly to right, but shallow for Trevor Roach. And Coltman is now 1 for 13 at this year's American Legion World Series. Aranaga works around the 2-out error, and after possible player of the tournament leads off at second base. Kalai Larson, how dynamic has he been both at short and on the mound, and then in a clutch situation. His coach says he's the definition of a gamer.
Well, we can see that. He's already 2-0 here at this American Legion World Series. Pitch Portland could win this game, maybe the MVP of this tournament.
Starts with 2 misses to McIntyre. What do you mean as a former big leaguer yourself when you say this guy knows how to pitch?
Well, he can change speeds. I think that's the name of the game, changing speeds. And, you know, not, you know, a lot of guys now are afraid to throw to contact. And, you know, he gets soft contact when he gets it. By, you know, working in and out.
This is a Lincoln lineup that creates contact. They don't strike out very much. Only 12 times they've struck out in their 4 games here at the World Series. Berta looking for the zone and finds it. It's 3-1 to Brody McIntyre.
You were saying about McIntyre, possible, you know, MVP of this tournament. If, you know, if Nebraska wins, you do not want to walk him. He's 5 of 7 stolen bases in this tournament.
3-1. Foul off the foot, and the count runs full. Two had to win 4 straight games in the span of 48 hours. And they survive. This Lincoln team in Legion ball, 54-7 for Michael Lonick. 3-2 to McIntyre, cut on and missed. And down he goes. Strikeout number 1 for Cooper Berta.
Well, after getting behind 3-0, Cooper Berta battled his way back, and big out. Right for them.
Kalai Larson on the mound had a lot to do with that.
Yeah.
Strike 1 in there to Odolate. Right after Joe Duran said, you know, they're bad. They're really good. They're probably better than us. We got lucky today. We maybe beat them 1 out of 10 times. And it was a similar feel after the game with Lincoln and Midland. Not that Lincoln won, but how they won. I think if Lincoln and Midland play 10 times, maybe only once there's a 10-run rule game, and maybe they split that series 5-5. I mean, those felt like 2 even teams.
Yes, I agree. But that's why you play them. You don't, you know, you don't play the game on paper, and
One of these teams will supplant Chesapeake, Virginia, last year's champion here in Shelby. Chesapeake post 280. Odolate takes ball 4 and trots down to first. Odolate only with 3 hits so far in the World Series, one of which is the homer. That's his 5th walk.
And he can run. He had 40 stolen bases on the year. He can fly.
Can Lincoln scratch off another 2-out rally? Braden Erickson takes a strike. Erickson yesterday, a 2-out RBI double in the first, put Lincoln ahead 1-zip. And 5 more runs, all coming with 2 outs in the second. And just like that, Midland was in a hole that they could not dig out of. American Legion World Series began here this past Thursday. 8 regional champions. Pickoff attempt, nothing doing. Safe at first. Got to win your state championship to get to regionals, and in some places that means outlasting hundreds of teams. There's over 400 Legion Ball teams in Minnesota. There's almost 300 in Nebraska alone. So Lincoln outlasts the 277 other teams in Nebraska. Then they win their region. They earn their spot here. And that's a line drive base hit for Erickson with 2 outs again. Odolate stops at second. Cade Anderson coming up next, trying to break out of his slump.
Well, you got to give Erickson credit there. 0-2 count. Probably not where Cooper Burder was trying to get the pitch to, but good job of staying alive. Like you said, they will not strike out a lot.
New rule this year at the American Legion World Series. Teams are allowed to use courtesy runners for the pitcher and the catcher. So this is Easton Lund jogging in. He is the courtesy runner for Michael Lonick. The stats for the runner still belong to Erickson if he scores. Erickson also gets credit for the steal if the courtesy runner steals, which is interesting. Strike 1 to Cade Anderson, who's 0 for 11, but he is a prolific offensive player.
So you and I were doing the game last night with it, and how many of Nebraska's runs were scored with 2 outs? There were a lot.
The first 6 of them, and then the last 2 of them.
Yeah.
So 8 of the 10.
8 of the 10.
Can they do it again? That just missed. Jim Clayton is the home plate umpire for this final. Matt Saramelli has the calls at first, Drew Meadows at second, Nick Stevens at third. And for the championship game, we have umpires down the outfield lines, Mike Wagner in left and Tony Strada in right. Anderson hits it high and deep to right center. Shy of the track, runs it down. A loud out off the bat of Cade Anderson. To the second we go in a scoreless game. 23rd pitch for Santino Aranaga. Ball outside to Cal Gradwell, who's been Portland's best hitter here in Shelby. 5 hits, including 2 doubles. He's driven in 4 runs. Joe Duran was telling me before the game, Gradwell is one of their best arms, but with all the injuries that they've had, they haven't been able to pitch him because they need him in the infield. They need him at either third or short. Three and nothing to start this second inning. There's Joe Duran. 16th season coaching this program. He's won almost 74% of his games. There's strike 1. Joe Duran was a multi-sport athlete, played Legion ball, had an offer to play college football, but chose to play college baseball at Portland State. There's ball 4 to Cal Gradwall, so he's got the leadoff walk here to start the second. By the way, happy anniversary to Joe and his bride Rachel. Today is their 14th anniversary, and he's spending it here with us instead of with her. He's excited to get back home after a long stretch of more than 3 weeks on the road and see his family tomorrow, including his son Nolan. Not to be confused with Nolan Folio, who's in the box right now for the Barbers.
Well, I met his parents earlier today at the hotel.
Joe told me a crazy story over the weekend about his realistic perspective on whether the Barbers could get back to Shelby. He told his wife, he said, they were planning their youngest son's birthday party, which the birthday is on August 6th. There's strike 3. Nolan Folio goes down looking. And they planned the birthday party because he said, babe, people don't go to the World Series twice in a row. Of course, here we have 2 teams that do. They rescheduled the birthday party for the end of August. Nolan just turned 8. His older son Mason is here, 11-year-old bat boy. The Durant family will be reunited tomorrow, regardless of what happens tonight.
Good people, Mason. His son's a good kid. Their room's right next door to mine, actually, at the hotel.
They've actually complained about you.
I haven't had time to do anything other than work.
Ben Folio ready for the 1-1 from Aranaga. That's in the dirt. Good block by Erickson. Ben Folio 3 for 10 so far here in Shelby. He is the younger brother heading into his senior year at Clackamas High School.
And Ben's the second-ranked pitcher in the class of 27 in Oregon.
And this Barbers team has a lot of very talented, highly regarded prospects. Pickoff attempt. And that's why Joe Duran challenged his team during the season. They played the toughest schedule in program history. 1 year after winning their first regional title, championship that they defended despite losing their first game at the regionals. They lost 2-0 to Lewiston, Idaho, but then won 5 straight, and a lot of them were barn burners, including the last one. That down low, Folio draws the 1-out walk. First and second, 1 away for Cooper Berta. In the regional final, that rematch against Lewiston, who had beaten them earlier, they were down 6-2 after 4. They were down 7-4 after 5, but they scored 4 in the bottom of the 6th. And Johnny King came out of the bullpen through 3 scoreless. They won dramatic fashion, 8-7. This is after they beat Honolulu 3-2, beat Lewiston 7-5. They also beat Medford, Oregon 4-3 in a game that could have eliminated them. So it's not an exaggeration to say they've been playing from behind and finding ways to win. And then they go 1-2 in pool play, and yet they beat that juggernaut of a Tupelo, Mississippi team. And here they are in the finals.
And Michael Lonick has already got Grayson Borkman up, who we saw earlier in the series, down in the bullpen warming up.
And Bjorkman was the plan if Berta struggled early. And of course, we're still scoreless, and Oregon still doesn't have a hit. Infield at double play depth, 1 away. Berta takes strike 1. Berta's only had 3 official at bats. He's 1 for 3 with a single. Strike two. A chance for the Barbers to strike first. Aranaga delivers. Spikes it in the dirt. Little confusion on the base pass. Oh, Cal Gradwell started to break and then hit the brakes in the regional final. The dramatic 8-7 win. He's the starting catcher in this game today. 1 for 8 with the bat here in Shelby. 2 on, 2 gone, top of the second. And a first pitch fastball for a strike from Aranaga in there to King.
Well, he threw 5 scoreless here earlier in the World Series. Coming in.
0-1. Strike two.
We've seen pitchers work out of jams all week.
Oh, the Lincoln dugout wanted it.
Erickson's walking off.
Despite the hats that look like they're the Cincinnati Reds, they are the Carpetland Spartans from Lincoln, Nebraska, post 500. Affectionately called the Rugs. Softly on the ground. Someone's got to cover first. And it's not in time. Johnny King beats it out. The bases are loaded.
I was watching that all kind of take place up here, and Cat kind of went over towards second, got in front of Brody McIntyre on the play, and that is a tough play for a pitcher to be able to cover first on this long of a throw.
Fortunate that they didn't throw that ball away.
Yeah, it's usually what happens, because it's got to be perfect timing.
So it'll be Jaden Tregesser coming to bat with the bases fire. But you don't want to be too excited going into the box with the bases loaded. You want to try to find your composure. Tregesser thought he had extra bases in the first inning when he hit the line drive to left center. Sam Sutko with the web gem of the tournament. So a huge turning point in this game right now. It is early, but these are 7-inning games. They get late early. Swing and a miss off speed for strike one. Woody, 2 outs, bases loaded. You as a pitcher don't even think about the runners at all?
Don't think about the runners at all, especially this early in the game. I'm just wanting to get an out.
Fly ball right center. This is trouble. It's in the gap, down for a hit. Portland has taken the lead. 1 run scores, 2 run scores. Here comes King all the way around. It's a 3-run double for Jaden Tregesser.
We said this is the guy they want up. He's been one of their best hitters here at this World Series.
Excellent swing, driving the ball to the gap, and this time nothing Odolate or Roach could do. Gradwell, Folio, and King all score. And here's Andrew Ha. Strike one on the appeal to the